Welcome back. Now with Youth Day just behind us, those aged 18 to 35 are the generation facing the highest cost of living amid increased economic uncertainty. But this group of individuals has also been found to be resilient and resourceful amidst it all. That's according to the Standard Bank Youth Barometer, which highlights how the country's youth is really managing its money. Tshiamo Molanda, head of youth and mass market segments at Standard Bank, joins us to unpack the findings of the barometer in greater detail. Thank you so much for your time, Tshiamo. Now, firstly, talk to me about why researching and publishing this inaugural youth barometer was important.
Good afternoon, Dowling, and to all the viewers. So I think in this day and age, we can all appreciate that we sit with a lot of data. And it was quite important for us that as a bank, we actually understand who is banking with us and what are the things that they are doing so that we can better serve them. And that is why we've gone now and gone into our data to really understand in terms of the spending behaviors and patterns of our youth customer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what priorities are clear and really at the top of the list for this generation when it comes to where their money is allocated? And do things look different to the youth in now older generations?
What we see for youth under the age of kind of your 25-year-olds type of youth is that they're spending, most of their spending is actually going through towards their essentials. While if you grow, you look at like kind of your older youth, you see a balance between the essentials as well kind of your lifestyle type of items coming through. So I think, and it really goes back in terms of the amount of money that a younger youth has as compared to your more mature youth. And hence you see kind of the shift from starting first spending on essentials and things like lifestyle coming through when you get a bit older.
And it's actually quite interesting that you talk about the shift from when you're younger, you spend on essentials, and when you're older, you're now trying to balance that out. And actually something that came out from the note that I was reading, that the youth does acknowledge its limits, but also is not defined by them. But just also, I mean, looking at limits of disposable income, is this also kind of characterizing the resourcefulness that they have in terms of going for side hustles, trying to supplement their disposable incomes as well?
So what we're seeing, and maybe let me refer in terms of the credit card study that we are seeing.
Yeah.
From a credit card perspective, what we're seeing is that you see things like, I mean, you see kind of frequent buying, but also frequent paying back of credit card. And that's the first thing. The second thing that we're seeing is that they're using their credit card wisely. And it's telling us two things. Number one, they're quite smart when it comes to kind of interest rates. So they understand how the 55-day interest-free works on your credit card. And then secondly, they actually understand in terms of how much they can save and get when you use your loyalty and rewards to actually help you get a lot more in terms of what you would could have essentially used. So I think it really shows and really bangs that concept that they're quite resourceful and quite smart in terms of how they use their money.
It's quite interesting that you bring, credit and also saving into the same conversation, because a lot of the time when people, need to supplement their disposable income with credit, it means that they don't actually have enough money to save. Is the conversation and approach changing with this youth?
I think it's both, and maybe now, because I spoke a bit about credit card, what has been interesting is that when you look at the savings behavior, is that they start very much in terms of kind of on-demand type of saving products. So you see your tax-free savings accounts coming through. You see the Liberty Stash also coming through, which allows you to save small amounts. And then your things like your bigger investments only coming up a lot later. So what we're seeing that they're interested in is small kind of savings as they go, which builds that great savings behavior, but also using their on-demand products.
So then for financial institutions like Standard Bank, what insights does this Youth Barometer research bring in your role of servicing and partnering with the youth in their financial navigation and prosperity?
So the first thing is, and I think it's been quite a surprise to quite a lot of people, is we need to give them, to help them get assets. They are buying homes, they're buying cars, right? I mean, one of the questions that has come recently is, with the subscription services like Uber, etc., surely we should be seeing youth not buying cars as much as we saw previously. But actually, what we're seeing is the opposite. Yes, they're using the subscription services, but they're using the subscription services while they're owning the cars. So the car and kind of your asset ownership, we need to be helping them with. But also in terms of the right credit solutions around credit card, I think that with added benefits is also quite important because of that resourcefulness. But also in terms of the kind of the products and services and propositions that we offer in the bank, taking that data, it actually has to inform those propositions as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for those very, very important insights on Youth Month. Tshiamo, really appreciate it. That was Tshiamo Molanda, Head of Youth and Mass Market Segments at Standard Bank.